Spending a few minutes with Coach Mike Battles of the B.B. Comer Tigers after the 0 weekend last Friday night against Horseshoe Bend. And Coach, you've had time to reflect a little bit. Your thoughts after a few days of the game?
Well, we were our worst enemy. Now Horseshoe Bend has a good football team. They have like 20-something seniors. This is probably the most seniors they've had there in a while. We went out, we didn't help ourselves any first play of the ball game. We fumble the football, they get on it, they're in the end zone the next play. So we're in the first quarter, we're down 21-0 before some of our kids even get their uniform dirty. We didn't plan it that way. That's the way the things worked out, and we didn't recover. We didn't come back. We played in spurts. We had some spurts on offense where we went out there and got after them. We did some things on defense. After the first quarter, it was then things pretty much evened out, I think. But first quarter, we gave up 2 fumbles, led to touchdowns. We gave up a long pass where we just stood there flat-footed and let a guy run right by us. Knowing that he was, we knew exactly where it was coming from, and he still got by us and went down, scored a touchdown, and then we had another long pass and just blown coverage, and we didn't recover from any of it. Once we started a drive, we had some minor drives, and then but we couldn't sustain a drive. I thought we had some kids that played well, but as a team. The whole team, we didn't play well. We didn't get after them. We didn't go out there and get after them like they got after us.
First quarter was really the game, so to speak. You get behind early, and it's just simple things, simple handling of the football, basically.
Well, first snap was a high snap, and we didn't get on the ball. The ball just laid down on the ground. And the next one was a good snap, and we didn't get on it either. And so, we ball security. We have to have that right there to keep the. We have to keep the ball. If they score, that's fine. We come back, if we can move the football and get down and do the same thing, then it'll be good. But if we're going to hand it to them on our end of the field, they have 30 yards of offense and 14 points. And so that's not going to win any ball games. And our road down our season doesn't get any easier. We have ball games ahead of us that are good football teams that were in the playoffs last year. Some of them even in the semifinals. Weaver, next week's opponent, they were in the semifinals. They played Piedmont before Piedmont went on and won the state. And so our road is tough. Our kids have to be tough, and they'll have to grow up. We just didn't. We didn't get after Horseshoe Bend, and if we don't get after Weaver, then they're going. They're going to run that score up. They'll pick a score.
I saw several players that played well at the times that they were playing, and some of those guys are younger guys.
Well, we did. We had some young guys play. We had several players play well. Tamar King played safety for us. Tamar did a great. He's had some touchdown saving tackles. He came up, made those plays up there. Zach Mitchell on defense. Zach did a good job putting pressure on the quarterback and playing the run. Now, I think our defensive backs, as a whole, did a pretty good job. Offensively, I think Jason McMillan, when Jason went in there, Jason was our tailback. We moved him to quarterback after Justin came out, and then he did a good job. And had he probably, if he'd got more reps during the week and all that, and we'd been prepared, but he just he pulled the ball sometimes on those veers, he would have walked in the end zone. It'd been a race. And I think KJ Weed, our other tailback, he came in and ran the ball hard. He ran up and down the field. Offensively, we didn't. I don't know how much we moved them. We had some good points. I think our offensive line started playing better in the second and third quarter. First quarter, we took ourselves completely out of the ball game, and then you lose a lot of momentum. On our young kids, we had some young kids. Raphael Johnson went in and played some.
He looked like a man.
Well, he went in there and showed out a little bit. He's got tools, and we're probably going to have to use him, even though he's just a 9th grader. And we did have we had a couple of 8th graders that went in on defense late in the ball game in the third quarter that went in there and did a good job. And we do not want to use them, but when they're forced into it, they want to get out there and get with the program. And so we'll do what we have to.
Should we expect a change at quarterback Friday night?
Probably not. Jason, we'll probably go, the reason that we took Justin out is not because of the fumbles thing. He took a hit.
I remember that.
And I was concerned, and so we took him out to make sure that it wasn't, that he wasn't going to be, that he wasn't hurt. And so we're, and that was the only thing. We would have left Jason at tailback and that kind of stuff, even though now we have, we are prepared for Jason to come in and play. But Justin, it didn't have anything to do. Like I said, the first snap was a high snap. Just we mishandled the next snap, and then but he had some good plays during the ball game.
From our level during the game Friday night, there was one play that Horseshoe Bend scored, and it was on a pass play, but it looked like a pick play.
They did. It's a screen. It's a screen behind the line of scrimmage. You can block. They came out there, they got 3 wide, came down, blocked their number 2. They blocked them in. It was covered in their number 3 receiver, and then ran it outside. That's perfectly legal. It's behind the line of scrimmage. That's a screen.
Learn something every day.
That's what you do.
Weaver tomorrow night up in the Anniston area, and Weaver, when they came down here last year, they were grown men playing in, and they showed themselves really well and into the playoffs, and got a lot of guys back this year.
Well, that plus the fact that they've got some new kids in there that are really tough. They can, if we don't get up there and play, if we don't get after them, they'll pick a score. They've got a good football team this year. They've got a good run of kids coming, through there. Last year they were tough. This year they're going to be real tough again. So we don't look for any, we get up there, we're going to play them at their place. And we don't look for them to, we watched them in the spring game. We watched them in the fall. They played Hayden, which is a 5A. They played Hayden last week and pretty much ran up and down the field. Now, Hayden came back and made it a ball game, 32-24, but the ball game was decided early on. How much, what kind of effort we got out of Weaver right there at the end, we don't know, but I know this, that they got out there right off the bat, took charge of the ball game. If we don't get up there and get after them and have at least some kind of push on offense where we can make first downs, we need to make first downs, keep them off the field, then you have an opportunity. Are we going to blow them out? No. We'd like to get up there and get some first downs, keep the chains moving, and then we have an opportunity to make a ball game out of it.
How the kids responded in practice this week after?
Well, practices haven't been great. When you go out there and stand around, plus, when you've got a tough opponent coming in, our kids are just going, we don't have a lot of seniors. And so a lot of the kids, they are young, and they're going to have to get out there and grow up on the field. They're going to get that on-the-job training for the next several weeks because the schedule will not get softer. It'll get tougher as we go on down the road.
And that, and I don't know if the kids grasp it or not, but you as a coaching staff know how difficult to navigate a season is.
Well, if we sustain an injury, we had some guys that didn't get to play in the last half Friday night. If we have, then we don't go to second team. We're going to go to a young kid. We're going to go to a 8th or 9th grader that'll be new on the job, and so and you have to just bring them along. They can't. They're going to go out there and do their best, but it's hard to put 14-year-olds against 18-year-olds and expect a good outcome.
Yeah. You lost a dear friend this week.
Yeah, I did. Sure did. He's a longtime friend. We played football together in high school. He just lost the battle. Fought a good one, but he lost it.
You and he played football together at Sylacauga, correct?
That's correct. We played in 64, 65, 66. There's a lot of guys around here from that. Well, I thought it was the best time in life. We just had a great bunch of guys come through, great coaches to hold. Everything was just good. Everything was good back in those days.
Skip Hartsfield, he'll be missed by a lot of folks.
He sure will.
Yeah.
Really, he was a good guy.
Yeah.
Just one of the good ones.
Sometimes bad things happen to good guys.
Well, just too young.
Yeah. Coach Mike Battles, our guest here this morning, the head football coach and athletic director at B.B. Comer High School, as the Tigers go on the road to play Weaver tomorrow night. And we'll have highlights of that game tomorrow night on our Pigskin Roundup from TV 24. Coach, we wish you the best of luck and hope for a good showing tomorrow night against Weaver.
Well, we want to go out and play well.
Right.
Winning takes care of itself. We want to go play well, period.
Absolutely.
And get after them.
Absolutely. Coach Mike Battle, our guest this morning. Look at the weather forecast. We had to break this morning calling for a partly cloudy sky today and a pretty good chance of rain, about a 60% chance of rain today, with highs in the mid-80s. And then tomorrow, just a 20% chance of rain. Looks like most of the rain's gone for a while. And then much better for Labor Day weekend. Saturday, Sunday, and Monday looks good with highs in the 80s and lows in the 60s. Right now in downtown Sylacauga under a cloudy sky, it is 72 degrees. More Daybreak coming up right after this.